Hey guys, it's me, MissDarizard, and it's time for our Week 5 MissDarizard Draft League recap. Go ahead and jump in. So the first match we're going to cover is myself, the Olivine City Volties, against Okan Alagaz. That is the Atlanta Alcremies. I picked up Vanillux for this match, and immediately it pays off picking up a kill against Xatu, which was important because getting rid of that Xatu, who has Magic Bounce, allows me to go ahead and set up Stealth Rocks. He goes ahead and switches in the Leopard, and I see a Flame Orb proc, so I know I need to switch into my Fire Poison type. That way when he switches the Flame Orb onto me, I won't get burned. But unfortunately, he is carrying Thunder Wave on Leopard as well, and is able to paralyze my Salazzle. And he's actually able to win this matchup 1v1 Leopard versus Salazzle, which is a big win for him because like Salazzle's like a pretty scary Pokemon, and being able to take it out with a Leopard is a big deal. So then I go into my Vanillux, go ahead and finish off the Leopard. He goes into Hawlucha smartly, and I want no part of that, so I go ahead into my Lunatone. And in retrospect, I should have went into my Hippo, because my Hippo could have walled it off pretty well, and I wouldn't have had to lose Lunatone for no reason, but at this point the damage is done. I'm going to go ahead and let Lunatone die for the clean switch. He predicts the Volt Switch and absorbs it with Zeraora, so I go into the Hippo. Now, if he would have brought Life Orb Grass Knot, I would have been in big trouble, but he hasn't brought that yet this season, so I figured I'd go ahead and take my chances. He doesn't bring it again, so I go ahead and kill this thing with Earthquake, and then he goes into Gastrodon. Obviously, I don't want to eat a Scald, so I switch into Vanillux, but he actually clicks Earth Power, which I'm going to note for the future. And I go ahead and click Freeze Dry to try and get that 4 times effective Freeze Dry off on the Gastrodon, but he switches into Excadrill, but even Excadrill wants no part of that. So then I go into my Hippo because I'm expecting an Iron Head, and that's exactly what happens, and Hippo just walls Excadrill real well. Here I go ahead and predict that he's going to click Earth Power again because that's what he already did once. Then I Whirlwind him and get him the fuck out of here. So then Lucha comes in, eats a little bit of chip damage from the rocks. I'm able to heal myself and then click Whirlwind again, keeping Gastrodon out of there and dragging Hawlucha over hazards again. Then I go ahead and click Whirlwind again and then get Gastrodon back out here. Not willing to risk that move twice because it was risky the first time. I'm not going to risk it again. He clicks Scald that time. I switch into Charlie for the easy switch in. And I just keep clicking Secret Sword. I figure he's going to try and heal, which he does. And I could at least stall out some of his recoveries. And maybe he'll get greedy and try to go for the kill. And that's exactly what we're going to see here in a couple turns. He'll go ahead and click Earth Power again, trying to go ahead and take Charlie out maybe with a crit. Doesn't happen, and it gives me the window I need to go ahead and take out Gastrodon, getting a big wall off of the board. So then he goes into Hawlucha, who outspeeds Charlie, so I want no part of that. I go into my Hippo, who eats the close combat with no problem. I'm able to heal back up with a couple slack offs here, get my HP nice and high again, and then I'm going to go ahead and click Whirlwind to get him out of there and get Excadrill in so I can kill the Excadrill, because Hippo can kill the Excadrill, but not the Hawlucha, and not with the set that I was running on the Hippo at the time. So I get Excadrill out there, I go ahead and click Earthquake to get it out of there, and then Hawlucha comes back in, eats some more chip damage. I'll go ahead and sack Hippo here to get Vanillux in, who has priority in Snow. That way, even if Paralysis procs, I can kill it with Hail. And I pick up my win. Vanillux getting 3 kills in his debut for my team. So really, really good start to Vanillux's time spent with my team. The next match is Frozen Wrath. That's Hoennsmad against Shadow Kingdom Gengars. That's Primarsu. We're going to go ahead and see the Primarina start off by getting a boost here to special attack and special defense for some extra offense and defense, but then getting paralyzed by Thunderbolt. He does go ahead and get a Shadow Ball off to the sashed Gengar, and then picking up the kill with our priority Aqua Jet, and then picking up the kill on the Hitmonchan with super effective Moonblast. Then we're going to see either a Scarfed or Spect Gardevoir. Based off the damage, I'm going to assume it was Scarfed. So then Frozen smartly switches into Rhydon, who then kills Shiinotic with a 4 times effective Poison Jab. We've not seen Shiinotic do a damn thing since Prize got it off the free agency wire. It's literally just come out and died every single time. It's not even gotten an attack off yet. It's just died. That's all that thing has done. So it's been pretty useless so far. Medusa able to pick up the kill on Primarina and then take major damage from Ice Shard from Mamoswine, but then able to get lots of damage off with Flash Cannon, but then probably doesn't want to die to a priority Ice Shard, so switches into Mish smartly. Then Frozen goes into Toxicroak, probably predicts by clicking Psychic Fang, almost killing the Toxicroak. Frozen decides to go into Serena, go ahead and wall off Mish, and then kills Mish with Rapid Spin smartly to get a speed boost. But even with the speed boost, it's not able to outspeed the Hydreigon. But it doesn't matter because Googe is going to come in, tank a Draco Meteor, and then kill Medusa with a Draco Meteor of his own. So Frozen picking up a big win and having a couple kills to his kill leader Primarina. The next match is going to be British Gent, that's the Belper Bewares, against Tatacool Threat. This is for Rachel. We're going to see right off the rip Morpeko being useful all throughout the match. Getting a party shot here to nerf Avalug's attack. And then Avalug with the Steel type coverage smartly getting rid of the substitute to Sylveon before Sylveon has a chance to set up and become a huge problem. And then we're going to see something significant here. We're going to see British Gent attempt to 1v1 this Hatterene with the Bronzong. And this Bronzong's actually going to win this matchup. I'm not sure leaving Hatterene out to eat super effective stab steel type attacks was the right move, because Hatterene dies and Rachel loses a big threat early on here. British Gent is just going to keep stalling out here. It's just inevitable though. The Caparaja is going to pick up the kill on the Bronzong, and then British Gent goes into Gary here, and Rachel smartly switches in to Renew Rigorous to get the immunity free switch in, but then take big damage from this thing, although it is ultimately able to kill the Gallade, so that's a pretty solid victory. But then Dragapult's going to come in and revenge kill the Renew Rigorous. At first I questioned the choice that British Gent made to go into Venusaur, but after looking at it, Venusaur is not a win con in any way in this matchup at this point. So he goes ahead, gets some chip damage off, and gets the clean switch into Dragapult, and then getting the Avalugg in kill range for a revenge kill from Flamethrower Dragapult. British Gent then getting Dragapult out of there and going into Morpeko, who's able to get the Hungry switch and then get the Dark type Aura Wheel to kill the Emperor, and then get the switch again to get the Electric Aura Wheel to kill the Empress. Then Tatacool Threat's gonna go into Caparaja, who's going to be able to kill the Morpeko after taking major chip damage. And then British Gent will just finish it off with another revenge kill from Dragapult, getting 3 kills from Dragapult and a convincing win for British Gent. The next match we're going to cover is Sgt Mech, that's the new Bark Normalizers, against Brad the Bad. That's the Miami Manectrix. This is a really good match. Arcanine picking up big damage on Beware early. That's a really good chunk damage for the Arcanine on a very threatening Beware. But then Sgt Mech getting big damage off on the Rotom. And then this play right here, Power Herb Solar Beam. I was so hyped when I saw this happen live. Heliolisk able to take out a major threat early with the Power Herb Solar Beam. And then we're going to see Silvally here try to get a Flamethrower off, but then Brad smartly switching into Arcanine. Then taking an Air Slash, but getting a Toxic off on the Togekiss. And that's going to matter. That's going to make a big difference in late game as far as, that Togekiss is concerned. And Brad's going to go into the cheese here, going to Shuckle with Contrary Shell Smash. I mean, it's a really cheap way to try and win and stall out another team, but it is a viable strategy. I mean, Contrary Shuckle is really hard to take down. The biggest flaw to this strategy, though, is this. Critical hits. Quickly crippling Shuckle, getting it off the board. Brad goes into Scrafty. Sgt Mech responds by going into Silvally. Getting big damage off on multi-attack. And then Brad blocks to try to get a little more health back from leftovers, and then gets a flinch here, getting a little bit of luck, able to take out the Silvally. Otherwise, if the Silvally could have killed that Scrafty, it would have completely changed the complex of this game. But then Sgt Mech immediately getting a little bit of luck of his own by getting a Iron Head flinch on this next play, and getting huge damage off on Brad. And then Brad smartly switching into Ferrothorn, so Ditto ends up hurting itself. doing more damage to itself than it actually even did to the Ferrothorn. And then Beware takes out the Scrafty, and then takes out the Substitute. Bringing Substitute on Mimikyu was really, really smart by Brad, because that's able to preserve the disguise for an extra turn, and I know Sgt Mike really wanted to get rid of that Substitute. Able to do so here, but has to stack the Heliolisk to a coverage Drain Punch in order to do so. Sgt Mike switching into Mimikyu here, and then Brad smartly walling it off with the Ferrothorn again, taking more damage from Rocky Helmet Iron Barbs than it's actually taking to the Ferrothorn. Then Sgt Mike goes into the Togekiss, but has Leech Seeds, has Toxic, just not able to get much done here. The Shadow Sneak able to finish off the Togekiss. And then Sgt Mike going back in the Ditto, not predicting the switch into Ferrothorn, and then dealing too much damage to himself. Ferrothorn knocking off the Choice Band. Otherwise, this Fire Punch would have killed. And then Sgt Mike would have been able to finish off the Mimikyu with Ditto, but that's not the way it happened. Brad making the right read, knocking off the Choice Band, able to live, and then finish the match off with Ferrothorn, picking up a big win against the New Bark Normalizers. And then the final match of the week that we're going to cover is Riley Brooks, that support Richie Pyukumugus, against Pokemon Real Time, that's the Sunny Day Solar Beams. We're quickly going to see Riley setting up traps with Stealth Rocks. Just trying to be annoying, trying to get some good chip damage. And then we're going to see Yoda here go ahead and nerf Goku, who's trying to set up. So really good playing by Real Time here to try and minimize the amount that Lucario is able to buff. But Lucario is still able to get big damage, but when Vileplume has Leech Seed and Strength Sap, I mean, you're really just playing a marathon match at that point, and it doesn't seem to be something Riley was interested in doing, so he immediately goes into Pyukumuku, changes Vileplume's typing to Water, that way he can try and Poison, but instead Real Time switches into Persian. Yeah, it gets Toxic, but he also is able to taunt this Pyukumuku, which is a really smart play, because Pyukumuku does not get any damage dealing attacks. It can only do passive damage. It can only do, cheese moves, so the taunt is a really good bring. So then Steamy comes out against Hitmonlee, or Hitmonlee comes out against Steamy, sorry, and then Hitmonlee eats a Stone Edge, no problem, and then spins the hazards away. Riley Brooks quickly bringing Colossal back out to get hazards back up. Not sure how I feel about Real Time going into Ninetales here, because that grass type Solar Beam isn't really super effective. Probably would have went back into Hitmonlee again. Plus, he would have been able to clear off the field from all hazards, and he could have done super effective damage with a fighting attack if he wanted to. But that's not what he does. Instead, he takes the route he takes. And, I mean, it's still a close fight. We're going to see it come really down to the wire here. He tries the Toxic to Pyukumuku, but Pyukumuku has a Lumberry, so that was a good bring by Riley Brooks. And now we're going to see Dracovish really cut loose for the first time this season. He's going to have 3 total kills, but picking up 2 quick kills right here. Even with the Endure reversal, not able to kill it behind a Reflect. It's just too bulky behind the Reflect. So Real Time then smartly goes into Vileplume. Maybe should have done that initially against the Dracovish, but it's too little too late at this point, and then he tries to get some Leech Seed up on the Pyukumuku to be annoying, and then Pyukumuku Toxics the Poison type, which is actually now a Water type due to Soak, so now Real Time has to deal with Toxic on his Poison type Pokemon, which is super annoying. And this Pyukumuku is starting to seem like it's going to be a real issue. I'm not sure at this point how he plans on killing it. But Riley decides he wants to get some damage off, so he goes on into Lucario, which gives the Vileplume a chance to Strength Step and get some health back. Real Time then goes into Ninetales. Riley gets really greedy, going for another Swords Dance and then getting outsped by the Ninetales, who then goes ahead and goes on a little mini rampage, taking out the Lucario and then taking out the Poltegeist with a couple Fire Blasts. Then, for some reason, Riley goes into Draco and then switches out into Lantern. Really not sure what's going on with that switch. But then Ninetales misses the Fire Blast. Probably wouldn't have done too much damage anyways, because it would have been resisted. And as we're going to see right here, this Lantern is vested. So it's really, really bulky. So it dies to a Scald. And then Real Time goes into Persian, smartly clicks Knockoff to get rid of the Assault Vest. But then Lantern kills with an Ice Beam, Hunter able to finish it off with Shadow Claw, and then not able to do enough damage to this Dracovish picking up the final kill here, and that 3 kills for Dracovish and 3 kills for a super bulky Lantern. All the kills coming from 2 Pokemon for Riley this week, so obviously Dracovish and Lantern being 2 of his biggest threats. So yeah, that's actually going to do it for the highlights for this week. Now we'll go ahead and cover the standings. Venusaur division looking so strong. You have 4 teams. All 4 teams in this league or in this division have at least 3 wins. Hoenn Mad at 4-1 with a differential of 10. Miami Manectrix at 4-1 with a differential of 9. Both looking really strong so far in the season. Newbark Normalizer is looking really good with a 3-2 record and a differential of 7. That's 2 losses, and he still somehow has a differential of 7. That's insane. And then the last place team in this division is 3-2. The last place division is 3-2. That's crazy. This division is so good. And I just realized I made an error in games back, so please ignore that. Both Newbark Normalizers and Port Richey Mukus are 1 game back. The next division, the Charizard division, is actually led by your girl, Olivine City Volties. I'm finally starting to get my shit together. Able to take the first place spot away from Primersu, the Shadow Kingdom Gengars, due to my differential. So I'm feeling really good so far. Hopefully I can keep it up and hold on to that #1 spot throughout the remainder of the season. As I just mentioned, probably was knocked to 2nd place. They're still at 3-2, so we have the same record. The only reason I'm ahead is because of the differential. In 3rd this is for Rachel, who has dropped down to 2-3 with a -3 differential. And again, Juice Tan, the San Diego Talon Flames, actually dropped out at the league early, so they're at 0-5 with a -17 differential, automatically forfeiting all games to a 0-3 loss. In the Blastoise division, currently the #1 team in the league statistically, the Belper Bewares at 4-1 with 11 kill differential, leading the division in all of the league. In 2nd place, the Sunny Day Solar Beams at 2-3 with a -2 differential. In 3rd, the Sanibel Salazzles at 1-4 with a -7 differential. And in last on this division, the Atlanta Alchemies at 1-4 with a -12 differential. Clefable still leading the league with 8 kills due to his big week 4. Didn't do much in week 5, but it didn't matter. Week 4 was so big and so significant that he's able to hold on to the #1 kill leader spot. And finally, we will get into the Pokemon of the week, which there's a 3-way tie this week because there were 3 Pokemon with 3 kills in their respective wins. The first being Dragapult, who had 3 kills for the Belper Bewares, Lantern, who had 3 kills for the Port Richey Mukus, and Vanillux, who had 3 kills for my team. Vanillux fresh off the free agency wire, so really solid start to the season for Vanillux, and really good showing for Dragapult and Lantern. Yeah, that's gonna do it. Thanks everybody for stopping in and checking out the week 5 recap. Keep an eye out for week 6. We're halfway through the season basically at this point. Still a lot of Pokemon to be played though, and also obviously playoffs. Feel free to check out my Instagram, my Twitter, and my Twitch. I stream 5 days a week, and I stream Pokemon 3 days out of those weeks. 3 days out of the week. Words are hard. And my Twitch name is the same as my YouTube. It's MissDarizard. It's spelled the same way, so just go to twitch.tv/MissDarizard. Come hang out with us. And thank you everybody again who checked out the 5 recap. And keep an eye out for the week 6, which will be out a week from today. Bye.